Hey everyone, it's Types, and today I'm going to be reacting to the brand new video, the new mechanic in the Pokemon TCG. As far as I know, there are two, but they're not actually brand new. So the first one is Paradox Pokemon. I know those are in it. Sorry if the screen goes black. But yeah, we haven't started the video. Hopefully the audio levels are all good. And yeah, so these are the Paradox Pokemon, which if you don't know, are already in the game in Great Tusk and Iron Treads. So I'm not sure how they're going to be introduced. It's very strange that they already are in there. Also, this is at Worlds, so every World Championship they announce a new mechanic. So with each era, like Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, and now Scarlet and Violet, and I'm assuming they did it for the older ones as well. The first one they'd announced the big thing, like this time it was EXs, in the past it was like GXs, Vs, and then the third one they also introduced something exciting like tag teams, V stars. This time, who knows what it'll be? But right now in the second year of Scarlet and Violet, we're entering that, so it's going to be something smaller. This time it's Paradox Pokemon. In the past it was I believe it was Battle Styles, which was obviously not like a huge mechanic. I mean, it's pretty big, but it's not as big as like VMAXs or V Stars. And then before that they introduced Ultra Beasts, which again weren't as big of a deal. They were both notable mechanics, but not as big, and so I'm assuming that's what Paradox Pokemon will be like. But let's hop into it, and hopefully you can hear it all nicely. And I don't know much about this yet either. It's kind of loud. Okay, I'm gonna turn it down. Yo, it's Area Zero, Paradox Pokemon, Screamtail. Okay, and I'm gonna just watch it and then go over some of the features. Okay, Ancient, what? Okay, but we'll get to that soon. Got the Among Us one. So Ancient Pokemon. Okay, this is kind of weird. They look super cool though. Like I love the look. I heard some people talk about Roaring Moon, that it's like good in something. I don't know too much about it though, so it's dark type. Looks like, and it's an EX, but they're not all EXs. This is cool. Are these the future ones? Yep. Yo, it's Delibird. What's it? Iron Bundle. Oh, it just pooed out. Okay, that's something. Future. Oh, and then it was Ancient. Okay, that's cool. Got the Mothra one, which is cool. I'm going to take a look at the cards individually as well, so we're going to see how this looks. Then we got Gardevoir Delayed, it's called Iron Valiant or something. This is like sick. The trailers are always insane looking. Honestly, the other ones are a little. I mean, this one's still super cool. Okay, so we got Ancient. We got Future, which is cool. And presumably this will have something to do with the DLC as well, but we'll see. So I think they revealed, was it 6? Oh, that's a sick art. Okay, so 2, yeah, they revealed 6. Fall of 2023. Wait, oh wow, that's sooner than I thought. I thought it was gonna come at the beginning of next year. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe that's how it worked in the past, but I don't know, that's really cool. In the next set, well, no, okay, in the next main set, Paradox Rift, and this is, I've heard the other things, so I get it spoiled to me, unfortunately. Everyone expected Paradox Pokemon, but then there's something else. So, yeah, I know what this mechanic is. If you don't, you'll see it in a second, but I don't know how it's being worked. It's A-Specs. So, A-Spec cards, there were item cards that, some of them were actually tools. They could have one of. Wait, is this it? Okay, so we have to talk about the A-Specs. I'll talk about A-Specs first here, actually. So A-Specs, what did they show off? Not much. That's really not much of anything. So A-Spec cards are, they are pretty much just item cards. In the past, they were item cards. Now they might not be item cards. In the past, they were items or tools. Tools were under items, but now they're not anymore. So that's interesting. But then A-Specs are they're items. You can only have one A-Spec card in your deck, just like a Radiant Pokemon. I don't know if these are even trainers anymore, so that's not a lot to go off of. That's really not a lot. But this brings into a really interesting question of Expanded. So Expanded is essentially dead right now. You can't play it on Pokemon TCG Live. You can't really. They don't have official events for it, which is kind of strange. So it's essentially like you can't really play it. You can obviously play it with friends and whatever, but you can do anything with friends. So They might bring back expanded. Are these going to be any reprints of old A-Specs? The A-Spec mechanic is a cool mechanic, except a lot of the cars weren't well designed. A few of them, Computer Search, as well as Dowsing Machine, possibly Life Dew, and whatever that one was that was played in the Virgin deck, which is actually the name of the deck. I'm not just dissing Pokemon players, but the deck was actually called Virgin. I don't know why Pokemon players decided to name it that. I mean, it's Verizon Genesect, but it's like the worst name ever. But it's funny. So there was that one. So they're like four good aspects, and the rest are just garbage. So hopefully they're balanced a little better than that. But that's also kind of how Radiant Pokemon are, and I think they're fun. Um, so it was the aspects, but not too much to say about that. So because we don't know too much, I don't think we'll see reprints, but I'm not sure. Okay, now onto the ancient. Let's see, where does it show the Pokemon? It shows them here. Let's see, Screamtail. Okay, we'll just look at it here. So 90 HP Psychic. It is a basic, which makes sense, and it's an ancient Pokemon, which I don't know what that means. It has normal stats, though. Slap for 30 and Roaring Scream 20 to one of your opponent's bench. Sorry, 20 to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Okay, that's solid. That's like a Gardevoir EX type snipe card. That's fine. Gardevoir's a pretty solid deck right now. Not my personal favorite, but that's fine. Brute Bonnet, now a dark type Pokemon here. And also the art looks super sick. You can see on the right side, it has this like ancient, I guess, thing. Let's do the layers. I guess it's based off the Grand Canyon, it looks like, but it could be something else. So you see a basic here, Brute Bonnet, which is like the old Among Us one. So Toxic Powder, once during your turn. Oh, if this Pokemon has an ancient booster energy capsule attached, you make both active Pokemon poisoned. And Rampaging Hammer, 120 for fighting for Dark colors. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. So it looks like Booster Energy is a new tool, I think. Um, so Booster, yeah, Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. So there's a thing in the video called Booster Energy, I believe. So this is like an old version of it. It's the ancient version of it. I'm assuming there's going to be a card that's like a tool that like only attaches to ancient Pokemon that buffs something about them. We'll see how exactly that works. But then as a tool, I'm assuming it could be an energy, but it's probably a tool. You attach it to Brute Bonnet here, and then you can make both active poisoned, which is fine. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's not awful either, as it does essentially boost the damage you do, but also you damage yourself. So that's an interesting idea. You can always switch out as well. Through Retreat, 120 for Dark Colors. This is not a bad Pokemon. But I think we need to wait for Booster Energy, or what's it, Ancient Booster Energy Capsule to come out, and then we can judge it a bit better. Roaring Moon is the one I heard talk about, and this is an EX. There we go. Okay, so Roaring Moon EX, a basic 230 HP Dark Pokemon, Ancient again. Frenzied Gouging, knock out your opponent's active. If your opponent's active is knocked out in this way, this Pokemon does 200 to itself. Okay, that's obviously really strong, just one-shots anything, but then it damages itself a bunch. So dark decks, obviously, like the best dark deck now is actually like a fire deck. Oh, I started it up by accident. So yeah, that's interesting. Obviously, one-shotting anything is really nice. But yeah, I don't know. So it looks like it's a normal EX as well. It looks like Ancient isn't a new. It's like kind of a mechanic. It's very similar to Battle Styles. It's almost identical, and like Ultra Beast as well. So Calamity Storm here. Then next attack for the same attack cost, for Dark Colors, you may discard stay in play. If you do 220. Others just do 100. So this is really interesting. Both attacks having the same attack cost. I actually really like this mechanic. Normal stats as well. So it's nothing crazy, but like it's barely a new mechanic, but it's a really interesting card, and I'm looking forward to this. Next up, we got the Delibird Iron Bundle, which is a future Pokemon. These look, in my opinion, a little less cool, but still cool. You see like the futuristic thing on the right. By the way, obviously the Iron Trace and Great Tusk, they're just normal Pokemon. I believe Great Tusk is in the starter deck, so you will have a copy of that, but it does not interact with these. It's not a future or ancient Pokemon. So Hyper Blower, what are these names? Whatever. Once in your turn, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch out your opponent's active to the bench. If you do discard this Pokemon, all cards attached. Oh, this is really interesting. This is very similar to Phione, I believe. I don't think it was Manphy. I believe it was Phione from the end of Sun and Moon era, which switched them out. It's actually really nice because Scoop Up Net you can't recover this. You'd rather definitely be 90, I think, because then you could get it with Level Ball, and you can also recover um, with Rescue Carrier. But Iron Bundle here is pretty solid. I think this will definitely see play in Lost Zone probably, and a number of other decks. And then let's see the attack. But that's like a very nice ability, and a very simple utility Pokemon that doesn't take up a bench spot, which is really important. I mean, you need a bench spot to play it, but then it gets rid of itself. So it's really good. Refrigerated Steam 80 for Water Colorless. After turning Pokemon's evolution, it can't attack during your opponent's next turn. This is okay. It's not garbage, but they can probably switch out. I don't hate this, but there are other ways of like Glaceon Wall's evolution, so that's probably better. So we got Iron Moth. What's this one called? Yeah, Iron Moth is actually. I thought I was joking when I said Iron Moth, but that's actually the name. So you got, and they're all basics, which is fine. Thermal Reactor. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from the bench to the active, you may move any amount of fire energy from your other Pokemon to this. I mean that's a good ability, but then you have Heat Ray during your. But also you can use Arm Rouge to do the same thing, so it's not that good. Again, this one looks so sick though, with like the blue and like red stuff, and then like the red orange of Iron Moth. That's pretty cool. And then Heat Ray during your next turn. This Pokemon can't use Heat Ray. Again, this one's pretty underwhelming, but possibly with a booster energy card they could be good, but who knows what that card does. And they didn't say anything either. They didn't talk about anything. So Iron Valiant here, we'll just use this image. Basic EX 220 HP Psychic. Tachyon Bit. What? Tachyon Bits? I don't know what that is. I'm sure it's something, but whatever. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active, and you put okay, they're all kind of out switching. It's weird, but you put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's actually very good. That's in this anywhere. Oh, this card's insane. It's kind of weird though because we're getting a Starmie that also pings. So, but this Iron Valiant's pretty insane. And then 220 for Psychic Colors. Can't attack next turn. Nothing amazing, but that's not garbage either in like a Gardevoir EX deck. But the Touchion Bits is interesting. I think it's a really powerful ability. This is the best one I think we've seen, but they're all like a number of them are all right. I think that's about it. This is just them showing it again. Yeah. So I'd say Screamtail is okay in Gardevoir EX. It's a decent tech. Brute Bonnet is, I don't know. It really depends on what booster. The booster energy. I'm assuming there's a booster energy thing for both the past and the future, the ancient and future. But Roaring Moon's pretty all right. Screamtail is going to be a C play. I'd be shocked if it doesn't. Iron Bundle, I believe, will also see play. And Iron Valiant will definitely see play. Iron Valiant might be the best. So yeah, that's about it. The e-spec thing's like kind of cool, but I'm interested in hearing what you have to say about this. Obviously, I just filmed a short little video here. But I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, I love if you subscribe. And as always, I'm excited to see you next time.